Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, guys, we got some crazy news, and this leak is actually coming from one of the most popular leakers and people who publish information on Twitter, Super DBS Chronicles. This was published a few days ago, I believe, I would say maybe 2 days ago, something like that, and it just blew out of proportion. And the tweet says it all, guys. We are getting a super DLC in the next pack for the Season Pass 2 for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now let me read this out to you, and then we're gonna talk about what's going to potentially happen for this new exciting DLC. So Super says the following on the 1st of May. 80k scoop, the next DLC pack of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be from one of these, question mark. And then underneath we have a comment done by someone else which says the following: if the trend is avoiding Super, GT would be the next logical step in my opinion. And then Super replies, DBS Chronicles says the following: it is Super, by the way. It amazes me to see how many people want it to be GT. So we got quite a deep insider information here that it's effectively a Super DLC, and it actually makes quite some sense, guys. It makes a lot of sense if you look back at the DLCs which I've had up to this point, and also to the fact that this could be the last DLC of course, the Season Pass, and maybe the last Season Pass. We don't have any confirmation yet of the next Season Pass, if there is one, so this is very interesting. Now, this is where things get very exciting, guys. So looking at the Dragon Ball Super sagas, we have the following. We have the Code of Destruction Beerus saga, we have the Golden Frieza saga, which both of them are already in the game. And then, I mean, you could argue they're actually Z, not Super, but that's just a different topic. And then we have the next one is the Universe 6 saga, which is of course before the Copy Vegeta and the Future Trunks saga, and of course the Universe Survival. And the reason why I believe it's going to be a Universe 6 saga is because we are now getting the tournament episode, the 23rd Tenkaichi tournament in DLC 5, where they're going to introduce the ground combat mechanics, and that's the perfect moment for them to afterwards, guess what, introduce the next one, which is gonna be the DLC with the ground combat in the Universe 6 tournament. That's right, Universe 6 Saga, in which we all know that it's the first tournament within two universes, and it's really awesome. And in this particular DLC, they would have so much content to talk about because there's so many battles, there's a lot of, stuff in the plot and everything. I mean, there's a lot happening here, right? Because this one is really good one, guys. The Universe 6 Saga takes quite a long time, right? And that's just awesome, guys, because if you get this, it would just make so much more sense, and everything is lining up properly. Because first you got obviously the Season Pass 1, which was preparing the ground for the Super content with the Goku Super Saiyan Blue transformation and stuff like that. Then the Trunks saga. Then Season Pass 2 goes a bit backwards in time, but goes a bit backwards just to kind of like, remind people of the origins of Goku, and also prepare the ground combat mechanics for the DLC 6 to come out in Season Pass 2, which is gonna be, of course, the main one. I believe that the DLC 6 is gonna be literally the most beefy one. It's gonna be like the the final part of Season Pass 2, so it's gonna be quite significant, okay? And I mean, I'm really excited, guys. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for, effectively, right? Because this is going to be a DLC which is gonna have so much more new stuff, like new characters, the new story, hopefully finally like a proper tournament mode, and who knows what, because Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is basically blank canvas, and they can insert in the game as much content as they want. It's too early for Dragon Ball Super Kakarot as a sequel. That's just too early, to be honest. We have to wait a bit for that, because obviously we're gonna get Budokai Tenkaichi 4, which is gonna come as well, so that's some good news. So that gives us some space to basically think about what's gonna happen next, okay? So to be honest, from my point of view, this tweet here is absolutely spot on. We definitely need Dragon Ball Super Kakarot. it has to happen, guys, and I'm really excited about this, very excited. Obviously, Super says, DBS Chronicles says here, the logos don't mean the sequel of the Kakarot game, they're just there to represent the next DLC pack, since I can't use any anime visuals for now. Now, the fact that he is also quoting GT could mean that potentially, I'm just putting this out there, okay, that maybe if they release a Season Pass 3, they're already thinking about putting in the Season Pass 3 the GT story, which would just be wild, guys. That would just be wild and crazy. I mean, but it's also interesting that they're actually skipping the movies, so they're not doing Broly for now. They're not doing any of the other movies, which is quite interesting. So they're jumping straight away into super content, which is quite crazy from my point of view. I mean, I'm surprised. I expected them to do some more of the movie stuff, especially Broly, so this comes as a surprise, but at the same time it's a good surprise because they're keeping us on our toes. Right now with all these DLCs, even DLC 4, DLC 5, literally almost nobody was expecting that content. Of course, we were speculating, but we were speculating about many potential possibilities, not just one of these, so nobody was sure which one we would get. So by getting now in the DLC 6 Super, it's awesome. Now, the bad news is that we don't have any release date for this at all, so we don't know when it's gonna come out. Even DLC 5, like, there's literally no date as of yet when this is gonna come out, so it's potentially gonna come out in May, as in DLC 5, and then DLC 6, for example, we could not see it until the end of the year, potentially maybe like November or December, okay, because it needs a lot of development, but that's fine. Let's just give them time. They can take their time they need, because what we want is effectively a DLC which is gonna last for maybe like 10 hours, be super meaty, super beefy, it has some replayability at the end of it, so that'll be just awesome, guys. But anyway, this is some crazy news. Quite excited. DBS Chronicles has dropped a major bomb here, and it's just super awesome that we're actually getting the Super DLC, which I know that many of us have been asking for such a long time. So guys, that's it for today's video. As always, I shall see you later in the next one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to publish more stuff about this, and of course any new information about the DLCs, the super stuff, the Season Pass 3, if it actually happens, it's gonna be covered on this channel every single time. So guys, see you later in the next one.